Alright, so second volume release. Hello and thanks for reading Developer's Backyard. This is Akira Katano. Blah blah blah. Goals to create dialogue. Oh, okay. Roman cancels. Okay, I actually am interested in this because I'm hoping they actually like kind of explain Roman cancels in depth, but we'll see. Before we get into answering your questions and comments, I'd like to introduce a crucial system mechanic in the game, the Roman cancel. It is a Roman cancel, as the name implies. Roman cancel allows you to cancel your character's move. You can use it in many situations to get different benefits as you make your next move. Cool. Now let's look at the different effects and uses of the Roman cancels depending on the situation. When you activate Roman cancel, a shockwave comes out around your character that slows down the movement of your opponent if they are in range, right? Judging the distance between you and your opponent is the key to mastering Roman cancels. Cool, we know all this. When activated, the shockwave pops them up. Yep. Okay. Yeah, so they're just kind of explaining how Roman cancels work in the game. Shockwave comes out even when you're not attacking. Yeah, so you can use it as like a slowdown, except in Xrd, when you Roman cancel, it slows them down no matter where they are. In this game, it slows them down only if they get hit with the shockwave. Yep, cool. When used before an attack hits or as it ends, you can cancel the recovery of the move or the startup. Yep, okay. And then it's also the replacement for dead angle. Cool. Well, don't the videos just literally explain what we already know? Is there something new in these that I don't know about? Really? Oh, okay. Oh, that was a pretty cool combo. And then this is the slowdown version. Ooh. That was actually kind of sick. I'm sorry, he used it to like... What? He used it to slow down the startup of his DP? Huh? Alright, that was kind of interesting. That was actually kind of sick. Okay. Pretty standard stuff there. PRC, make yourself safe. Skunk Flame YRC, yep. Cool, pretty standard. Dead angle. Or the new dead angle. It's a defensive Roman cancel. Neat. Okay. Next, I'd like to introduce some trickier uses of the mechanic for those of you who are veterans to the series or fighting games as a whole. The slowdown from Roman cancels lasts until the clock shown above the character's head disappears. Because the slowdown continues even after landing your attack, you can use this to launch a strong offense. Also, if you put the motion for a dash just before the Roman cancel activates, you will move swiftly in that direction during the Roman cancel. You can use this to move close for a combo. Yeah, and you can dash in any of the 4 directions. So if you're in the air, down, down makes you dash down, back, back makes you dash back, up goes up, right goes right. So you can dash in any of the 4 directions. I actually really like the drift Roman cancel. I think it's actually really cool. That, what? So Roman cancel has invulnerability in this game too? Because YRC has some slight invul, so like, I guess it does in this game too. That's kind of sick. Okay, so the videos actually do show some like unique uses. That's pretty cool. They toned down the jarring camera angle? Okay. That's good to know, because that shit was annoying as fuck. Also, Roman Cancel itself can be canceled with special moves directly after activation only. Yeah, that was the, like, FRC type. Yeah, I don't know how to do this, though. I did it once in the beta, but it was, like, kind of hard to understand. A Roman Cancel itself can be canceled with special moves directly after activation only. Okay, gotcha. It has to be a special move, that's why. Okay. As you can move even more quickly than usual afterwards. This can speed up your offense and allow for follow-up attacks to make good use of the start move. That's really dope. I'm glad that they put in this type of an RC and the other version as well. So that's really cool. So you don't have to utilize the slowdown. You can just kind of like XX, just very quickly. That Dust Loop combo would be cool if it didn't like break the wall and the game didn't like freeze for 8 years. I think we can all agree on that. Like these types of combos look really cool, like this, but like the way the game just like freezes right there and then it breaks the wall is such a boner kill. Like everything is so cool up until right here. Yeah, I get what you mean. The RC is basically special cancelable as soon as you activate it, yeah. Thank you. Whoa, he was still considered grounded? That was kind of sick. Ooh! Ooh! Yo, that combo was kind of sick. Yo, that was actually kind of sick looking. Yo, what the fuck? If it wasn't for the wall break, man, that combo was actually kind of sick looking. What? Oh, he canceled the Gunflame early enough to where it didn't come out? Oh, he did faint. My fault. He did faint. That was kind of sexy. Cool. That's pretty sick. Yeah, because then with the quick Roman cancel, you can like use it for block strings and stuff too. Because they're just using it for like combos, but you can probably do it for like block strings and stuff. Like you can grab people real quick, like shit like that. It's pretty sick. All right, so they're answering some questions now. Question 1. I believe that the UI moving as the health bar decreases is connected with the idea of decreasing the eye movement required to check each gauge. You mentioned last time, what is the idea behind this? Our goal was to make it so that the player could check their health bar and burst gauge in a single glance. As a result, however, the player can no longer look at a fixed place on the screen to check their gauge, meaning they had to search for it. We've heard your feedback and reconsidered our own thinking, so we are planning to change the UI's movement. Yes! Yes! Fuck yeah. Thank you. Please change that. In the previous interview, you mentioned that you want to create a greater degree of freedom in combos than the previous games. However, in the closed beta test, using the same move multiple times in combo, Bandit Bringer, for example, was extremely simple and powerful, so it seemed like everyone was using the same combos. Guilty. I apologize if this impression is incorrect. I feel this is a departure from your intent. How do you intend to correct this? I agree with that. There wasn't a need to search for cooler combos because a lot of the cooler combos did less damage than the simple ones. So there was like no need. Like Soul's Dust Loop, I'm pretty sure did like less damage than just like his simple like Bandit Bringer shit. So okay. By itself, the existence of combos including the same move more than once isn't against our developmental intent. We really wanted to remove the concept that, for example, move A only combos into move B. Okay. However, in the beta test, there was almost no advantage to using complicated combos instead of simple, easier combos. Exactly. That's facts. One flaw we discovered in the test was that only one combo route left an impression, and there wasn't enough to inspire players to experiment. Facts. As far as how we will fix this, I apologize, but I can't give a generalized answer. We are continually making adjustments to many elements of the game, such as damage, proration, attack properties, meter, the impact of previous moves, as well as mechanics new to the series. That's really cool, and I also mentioned this too, but yeah, I think I saw like in Ramlethal's trailer, she had normal attacks that in the air that caused a ground bounce, for example. So I think that the way that they're gonna fix that is, like they said, like tone down the damage a little bit, add moves that do more shit, like more wall bounces, ground bounces, floating and stuff like that, to like allow for more combo variety. So that's cool. I'm glad that they're actually listening to making combos not as simple, because that was a huge problem for people with this game. Like probably one of the biggest ones was people saying there's no combos. So I think that answer to that question was huge. I have a question for Mr. Ishiwatari as the character designer. I'd like to know your intentions behind the redesigns in this game. I'd also like to know if there's a theme behind Guilty Gear Strive. And a question for him as a composer. Why are there so many vocal characters themes in this game? Are the lyrics to the character's theme based on the character's feelings and perspectives? I actually like this question because I complained that the themes in the game were too vocal compared to what I'm playing now, which none of them are vocal. Damn, my dude started off with, I said this last time as well. My dude said, per my last email. No, but our intent, first and foremost in making this game is to create something entirely new, rather than a continuation of previous games. This includes our direction with the music and designs as well. The reason for changing the character designs is that it makes it clear at a single glance that this is a new series for the Guilty Gear franchise. As for the direction behind the character designs, my goal is to make simpler designs that are easy for players to remember. My ideal is to create designs where even if someone draws a rough sketch of them, you could tell what character they're drawing. Okay. Introducing vocals to the BGM is for the same reason, to make it completely new for me. That doesn't mean just writing new songs, but rather taking on a challenge that could create a new era for the series. The lyrics reflect the character's perspectives and backgrounds. Okay, cool. I was wondering if the lyrics were actually relevant to the character at all. I guess they are, but I mean, the lyrics in Chip's theme are kind of like nonsensical, so I don't know how much work was put into that. They just got to give us the Sky Should Be High treatment, vocal and instrumental versions selectable in-game. That would be really cool. I think, yo, that actually should be a suggestion. Like, there should be a way to, like, turn off the vocals on the soundtracks. I think that'd be pretty sick. But also Zato Amelia's theme, whichever one of their themes it was, that theme didn't have vocals, actually. I think that was, like, the first theme that didn't. I'm curious about these new... Oh, wait, I think Rams didn't either, actually. Yeah, Rams didn't either. I'm curious about these new iterations of GG characters and their moves. While some characters like Sol and Potemkin have movesets very similar to their previous incarnations, some characters like Chip, Axel, and May have lost iconic tools and have been very much redefined as characters. Respectively, I'm talking about the loss of Chip's teleport, the loss of Axel's defensive specials like Benton, Parry, and Rye, and the loss of May's ability to set up Mr. Dolphin to attack later. How are you striving? Damn, yo came for his throat with that one. Chill. Yo, he said, how are you striving to find a balance between something totally new and something recognizable in regards to character playstyles? Furthermore, can you offer insight as to why those moves and others had to be moved? Damn, these questions are really good. These questions are really good. Yo, they got his ass with that striving. Yeah, Soul Lost Dragon installed too, yeah. We aren't using previous titles as a base when thinking about changing the character's moves. We are redefining each character from the ground up for this new game. Not really though. I mean, all the characters are literally heavily based off their previous iteration. I get what he's trying to say. He's trying to say, you know, we're taking the core of what the character is and, you know, putting them in a new game. But like at the end of the day, the characters are definitely getting stuff taken away from them. So, I mean, that sucks, but I don't think that's going to change. Naturally, the concepts behind the characters from prior titles form a basis for that redefining. Yeah, which is exactly what I just said. But at the very least, we aren't developing them with the idea of removing things from previous games. But that's what you're doing, though. To roughly outline some of those redefinitions, Chip, he has extremely fast movement, but many of his specials are risky. Axel, he excels at long range, but is heavily at disadvantage at close range. Mei, she has very simple ways to get big damage, but doesn't have many tricks. Those are some examples. We plan to introduce more detailed explanations of them and other characters, future backyards. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, they're essentially looking at the character and going, hey, Chip's a fast boy, so we'll give him fast moves. Like, they're not thinking, okay, how does Chip play in Xrd, and how can we build off of that? They're just like, alright, so Chip's a fast dude with blades, let's make a fast dude with blades. Axel excels at long range, not at close range. Like, they're only concerned with hitting this mark. They're just looking at this, and they're like, as long as we hit this mark, we're good. That's basically what they're thinking. What was Kai's jump dust in the beta? Kai's jump dust is the exact same as it is in Xrd, except it doesn't leave a seal. So he still does the swipe down with his hand and the little like grinder thing, like the thing that has a hitbox. It appears, but it immediately disappears. It doesn't stay at all. It just appears and then disappears instantly. So you can't put it on someone and then they wake up into it or something anymore. It's just an attack. He just like smacks you with it and that's it. Kai completely lost his grinders. But the reason why Kai lost his grinders is because they don't see Kai's grinders as, you know, the summary of his character. When they think of Kai, they think all-rounder with, you know, he's an all-rounder with a sword. And his grinders don't fit in that equation, so they don't feel a need to, you know, give it to him. But he's got shock state. Anyway, can you guys talk about the new air dash? Because, oh no, before you've mentioned that this was an attempt to add some depth and address the issue of old air dashes requiring too much practice to react to. This goal may have been accomplished, but with how poor anti-airs seem to be in relation to the strength of jump-ins and how many options the new air dash creates, the situation still seems skewed heavily towards aggressing in the air, but now with no real regards for neutral interactions and no strong way to punish this kind of play. Additionally, the feel of the air dash just isn't as clean as the old one. Maybe it's more complex, but do you think it's worth the impact to the game feel/flow? So before I look at this answer, my opinion on the new air dash is I get why they made it slower to make it easier to react to, and it does feel a little bit clunky. I don't think it ruins the game because the air dash, once it actually comes out, it's fast enough to feel like Guilty Gear, because the air dash is fast. It just has a lot of startup before they actually do it. But my thing is that anti-airs in Strive suck. Like, my anti-airs traded constantly. Literally constantly. Like, my 6Ps got beat. Like, I don't have a problem with the air dashes. I just have a problem with my anti-airs losing all the time. First of all, as for the balance between jump-ins and grounded anti-airs in the beta test, we also noticed this problem. Specifically, jump-in attacks had relatively small hurt boxes relative to their hit boxes, making it common for jump-ins to beat out anti-airs. We hadn't put enough work into this aspect at the time of the test, and we were planning to extend the hurt boxes of aerial attacks downwards. Okay, cool. Well, that kind of actually just answers my problem. That's actually awesome. So they're gonna add hurt boxes to aerial attacks so that they're easier to anti-air. Okay, cool, perfect, thank you. That's actually exactly what I wanted you to do. That's actually pretty sick. So the HUD's getting fixed. Jump-in attacks are gonna be easier to anti-air. They're gonna add new combo mechanics to the game. They showed off the RC. The new RC stuff actually looks pretty useful. Like, it looks pretty cool. So honestly, so far, like I've seen a few people weren't happy with this interview, but I'm actually pretty happy with it. In the closed beta for Guilty Gear Strive, the wall break mechanic, oh my god, that's like my biggest problem with the game at this point. Based on everything they're saying they're fixing, it's like the damage, they said they're gonna fix that, but like, bro, the wall break is so stupid. The wall break mechanic was an interesting addition, and I quite like the idea of rewarding the attacking player with meter while giving the losing opponent another chance by resetting neutral. However, the increased tension was often considered not worth it by players, so they would try to not cause a wall break by not finishing their combo or not using certain moves. Are you considering changing the way wall break works in order to prevent this behavior, or perhaps changing the reward upon wall break? To be completely honest, as of the beta test, we believe that there is greater merit to breaking the wall rather than staying in the corner. I can agree with that just because in my experience, every time I tried to do that, it didn't work out very well. Every time I hit someone on the wall and they splatted and I tried to go for some kind of mix-up, first of all, they can tech in multiple different directions off of the wall, so they don't always tech in the same spot in the first place. And second, half the time, even if you get another hit on them, the wall breaks again, like, immediately. Like, it doesn't reset the wall. Like, if you splat them and they come off the wall and you hit them again, the wall will, like, break almost immediately. You don't even get any damage, so you might as well just break the wall. Like, in my opinion, I found that breaking the wall was better. I don't know if you guys found something different, but they just have to bring back force breaks costing 25 meter each and make it so only force breaks can break the wall. That way people can choose to break it. I would be super happy with that. I don't like the fact that the wall just splats off of any attack. Like, wall splat was, you know, always a mechanic that occurred when you hit someone with a move that wall splatted, right? But like now in this game, it's like literally anything just causes a wall splat, and it just, I don't know, it ruins the pace of the game. You're doing a sick combo and the game is just like, oh, well, like, that sucks. Sorry that you were doing a really sick combo, but I'm just gonna splat him on the wall and freeze the game for 5 minutes and then force you to break it. I don't like it. What is currently the most difficult aspect in developing this game? Creating a new feel and new excitement out of the genealogy of Guilty Gear. Okay. About future volumes of Developer's Backyard. That's all for Volume 2 of Developer's Backyard. Thank you for reading to the end. We're planning to announce the next character in August. Okay. So we got a month away. Keep an eye out. I'm betting it's either Black Samurai Guy or Biken. Black Samurai Guy and or Biken. The only other two people I can think of is Johnny and Dizzy. The only other two people I can think of. I really feel like it's Biken. Yo, Slayer would be really good. Elfelt, Slayer, Venom, Johnny, all good answers. Okay, and that's the end of the Developer's Backyard. So yeah, closing thoughts on the Developer's Backyard. I like the new Roman cancels. I think they're really creative, and I think they're cool. I'm happy with the Roman cancels. It's very Guilty Gear-esque. It's fun. They're fixing the UI. Bless up. Thank you, because that UI is buns. Adding in, lowering the damage, adding in more combo variety, which you already seen some actually pretty sick looking combos, but I don't like that they require meter. All the cool combos in this game, at least that I saw, require meter. Ram had some pretty cool routes, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Plus Zato's got some shadow stuff, so he might have some interesting routes too, so we'll have to wait on the combo stuff, but at least they're trying to change that. Characters are still being dumbed down. There's really no answer to that. It's just like, hold that shit. Characters are being dumbed down. It's a new game. Whatever. It is what it is. It's not going to change. Wall break is still stupid. But, yeah, I mean, overall, I'm happy about it. I'm cool with it. I trust their judgment on the game. I'm glad it's getting delayed. Because that gives them more time to actually fix it. So, sounds pretty cool. Maybe we'll get Strive 2 where they add new moves. They said when they first showed off the game that the characters might get new moves, but we haven't seen any. I'd really like to see Soul get Dragon Install back. But yeah, I'm hoping they give the characters more moves as we see it like progress, but who knows. Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, though, I think I'm about to get off now because I'm getting hungry and my throat hurts. But for anybody that missed the future announcements and stuff like that, so next Sunday, and I'm gonna get the challenge page up pretty soon. And next Sunday, we'll do a Skullgirls tournament, first Skullgirls tournament, and it'll probably turn into a bi-weekly thing to replace Granblue, depending on what the entrants on that are looking like. The Rev 2 tournaments will still be a thing. And maybe I'll try and do match analysis like on the Sundays where there are no tournaments. I'll make those match analysis streams. I'll probably do that. And then I'll work on the Guilty Gear team tournament. It'll probably be a 2v2 team tournament. So I don't know when that'll be, but I'll probably try and find like one specific date, maybe like a Saturday or one of the off Sundays or something for a 2v2 team tournament. So we'll do that. And then I mentioned too that my brother is preparing, has already prepared a fighting game quiz. So if you think you know your fighting game knowledge, go to the announcements page, react to that that emoji, or react with an emoji to that message, and then I'll set up a time for us to do that. It should be pretty fun. Probably one of these weekends we'll do that too. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and all the future tournaments, I'm gonna have to start region locking them. Just to prevent lag from people in other countries, unfortunately. So I think going forward, I'm going to region lock all the tournaments that we have to just US and Canada is what I'm going to do. But yeah, so I'm probably going to work on finishing the Zato guide later tonight, and I'll make sure that that I'm streaming every weekend at minimum. I'll make sure I stream every weekend, probably Saturdays and Sundays, around like 12 p.m. PST every Sunday for sure. Even rollback games. Fuck. Asking the hard-hitting questions. We can let's try it. So rollback games, we'll try it without region locking it. If it gets bad, then we can region lock them. How about that? Let's do that. Yeah, let's give it a shot first. Guilty Gear though, I'm gonna have to region lock just because, you know, netcode, delay based, kind of sucks. But thanks to everybody who tuned into the stream. It was fun chatting with you guys, and thanks for the follows, bits, subs, all that good stuff. As usual, I will catch you guys next weekend. So enjoy your Sunday and peace out. Catch you guys later.